Hey guys, so I wanted to come on and talk about my experience yesterday with converting or not converting, but changing my Epson Workforce 7720 printer over to a sublimation printer. For the most part, everything went good. I videotaped it so I could share it with you guys. I do want to apologize that my battery did die on my laptop. And so you had seen pretty much everything all the way up to where I did the print. Let me show you guys. Hold on one second. You guys had seen everything up to where I got to the print. And so, one of the things I wanted to come on here and share with you is that once you do the nozzle check to make sure that all of your colors and the yellow is there, it's just very faint, but it is there. You want to make sure that there is no breaks in the line. So, you want straight lines all the way across. If you don't, then you have to go in and you want to go to your settings on your printer, and then you'll go to maintenance and you want to do a print head cleaning. Now, if it's like mine was just the black yesterday, so the black had a few lines in it. And so you can actually go to settings, maintenance, and just do black only, a nozzle, not nozzle, but a print head cleaning on the black only. Okay. If it's all colors that have a break in the line, if there's a break in the line, and what I mean by break is a space in the line, if there's any breaks or spaces in your lines, in all colors, then you have to actually do the print head cleaning for all colors, okay? But you can specify all colors or black only, okay? So mine, I actually got it pretty much perfect, close to perfect anyway. After about the third, I think it took me about 3 of the print head cleanings on the black, and then finally I got it to work like a champ. So I'm going to share a couple of things with you since I didn't get to finish that video on yesterday with you guys. But and you can go back and watch the video, and then just listen to some of the tips that I'm going to give you here today about my first experience. So again, I decided to go with Ink Expo. So that's the name of the brand of ink that I'm using. And be careful because there's another brand that's close to this name. But when I checked the reviews were not good. Okay. They were not good at all. A lot of people said the colors were dim and all kinds of issues. Now, I don't know if that was user error or product. Okay. Because I've never tried anything but this because it's my first go round. But Ink X Pro is what I decided to go with based on the reviews, and the pricing was good for my pocket, and the turnaround time to get it to me was good. So I think I paid an extra $2 to get it here faster. So it took about, I want to say, 3 or 4 days for me to get my ink. Um, so I'll just put that out there. Now, I walked through the process on how you um, fill up your cartridges and everything in the other video. So make sure you take a look at that, because this is just not to start where I left. I mean, to start all over, but just to share a couple of things with you. It's going to come with 4 of these syringes, 1 for each color. And it's also going to come with your needle. Okay. So you just pop your needle off, and I've cleaned these. So you just pop your needle on there and make sure it's on good, because you don't want have any ink spillage. So make sure your needle is on good, and it's not a pointy needle, so it's not going to stick you. So it's not that kind of needle, because I'm scared of those and I probably would have threw it. Oh, just kidding. But when you are taking the ink out, just make sure you go, once you get to your 10 milliliters, because each one of your cartridges, besides the black, will take about 10 milliliters of ink. Okay. And so when you're putting it in, you want to make sure that you're pushing slowly. And you see my thumb going in. You want to push slowly. You don't want to just push like that because, number one, you don't want to lose product because that ink is expensive. And you don't want to get a lot of air bubbles in there because the more air bubbles you have, then the harder it's going to be to get to your desired results, which is a straight line all the way across with no breaks in the lines for your ink colors. Okay, so make sure you go back and watch that video. And like I said, the only thing you're going to be missing from the video is that it took me about, like I said, 2 or 3 times to go in and do the print head cleaning on the black. Okay, but after that, everything was perfect. Okay, so in the video, if you watch that video, I don't start from how to put the ink that comes with the printer because you will get instructions with your Epson Workforce 7720 if you decide to go with that printer. It's going to come with the instructions on how to load that ink in the printer. Just follow those instructions. It was very easy. I think I had my printer set up in like maybe 20 minutes or less. But it didn't take any time to put because you always want to start out with the ink that came with the printer. And that way you can ensure that if there's an issue, it's the printer and not something you did with your sublimation. So you always, always, always start with the manufactured ink that comes with the printer. You do want to do that. And there was rumor, because I was scared at first. I heard people saying that don't put the manufacturer's ink in the machine because then you'll never get, it'll be harder to get to these your desired outcome for your sublimation ink. That is not true. You can use up all the ink that comes with the printer and then not convert, but change it over, and it'll still be perfectly fine. So don't believe that rumor. But once you convert, I keep saying convert, it's not really converting, it's just changing. Converting sounds so complicated, and the process was not complicated at all. But once you change it over, once you change your Epson Workforce 7720, once you change it over to sublimation, do not try to go back to inkjet on that printer, okay? So if you still want to do print and cut projects, it is highly recommend that you have an inkjet printer as well. So I have my Epson Workforce 7720, and then I have an HP OfficeJet Pro 6960, I think the model number is, that I've had for some years. So you can kind of see, there's my printers, both of them. Okay, so this is my Epson Workforce 7720. The only difference about the 7720 and the 7710 is that the 7720 has 2 areas to hold your paper, so you can get your larger print size in the bottom here, in the bottom tray. And you can see mine is empty. And then you could do your 8.5 by 11, which is what you see here. I have it in the top tray. And you can also load paper from the back as well on the Epson 7720. But again, the only difference between the 7710 and the 7720 is the 7720 has 2 paper trays. Okay. Now, what I'm told is not a lot of people use the second one, but since I bought it, trust me, it's gonna get used. Okay. And then this is my HP printer that I've had for years. So this is the printer that I'll continue to do my inkjet printing on, and this is what I'll do my sublimation on. So it is, if you want to be able to do both, it is highly recommended that you do have 2 printers and that you don't go back and forth. Make sure you store these in a cool, dry place, to preserve your inks. And after you have completed putting all of your ink into your cartridges, and I can't show you the cartridges because they're in my printer and I'm not going to take them out, but you're going to get 4 syringes, 4 needles, your inks, and it's also going to come with instructions. Okay, it's also going to have the instructions. So you can follow these instructions. The main thing I can tell you is make sure you're putting the ink in the right place. I show you in the video where to put the ink, and also make sure you pop that air filter little lid. All of those must come off, and mine are actually inside here. So once you put your cartridges in your inkjet printer, I mean in your sublimation printer now, once you put your cartridges in your printer, you do not want to have those little lids on top, okay? So that's that. And if you get if you want to watch a video on how to do the installation, there's a video on their site that's about 8 minutes that you can also look at. The guy doesn't go through the whole process. All he's going to show you is how to put ink into the cartridges, but he doesn't show you how to load it or any of that good stuff. So it gives you a link here that you can refer to if you want to watch that, or if you have troubleshooting. Now, I didn't see a lot of troubleshooting out there for the Workforce 7720, Epson Workforce 7720. I saw a lot of videos or tutorials out there for the CISS system, if that's what you have. So be warned. All right, so now that I have my Epson Workforce 7720 changed over to a sublimation printer, go Doris, I'm happy about that process. I'm just going to share a couple of things with you. I purchased the heat tape, so that's highly recommend that you have some heat tape. And the purpose of the heat tape is because you want to make sure that when you put your product down on the blanks, and I'll show you a blank here in a moment, but you want to make sure that the paper, the transfer, doesn't move on the blank, because if it shifts, then you may end up with a double or mirrored type of, well, not mirrored, but like a shadow image, and you don't want that. So you want to make sure that it remains in place, so you use this heat tape, and you don't have to worry about, you know, the high temperatures that you're going to be using, like 400 degrees. You don't have to worry about the tape burning because this is heat tape, okay? I got this off of Amazon, and it came with some Teflon sheets. So I'm going to have to really teach myself about the complete sublimation process. I've been teaching myself all along because I went earlier on, maybe about a year or so ago, I was contemplating between getting a sewing machine or getting an Epson 7720. So I did a lot of research on the Epson 7720, but my sewing machine won out. Sorry. But now that I've been sewing for a while, I want to go ahead and get my feet wet at the sublimation now. All right, so these are blanks. This is an earring blank. And so these blanks I ordered off of Amazon. They send you 6 pair, okay? It was like $10 or something like that, because you guys know I'm thrifty. I'm always trying to save $1. So I'm sure I'm going to find some places where I may be able to get better blanks. Not better, but bigger blanks, cheaper blanks. I'll research that. And as I find and learn things, I'm going to be sharing them with you guys on my channel. But this blank is double-sided, so you can actually sub on both sides of it. Be careful when you get your blanks. One of the good things I will tell you is on Amazon, it does tell you all of the details. It tells you it has a protective coating on here that you have to remove before you sub on it. It also tells you the size of these babies, and it also tells you what temperature and for how long to sublimate onto this particular blank. So I did find that was a consistent thing on Amazon for different blanks that are out there, okay? So there is a very thin layer of plastic on here, and you have to remove it on both the front and the back before you sublimate. So even though this looks like it's perfectly fine and good to go, it is not. So make sure you remove the plastic, and I'm not going to take it off of here because I'm not going to use these right now, but when I do a sublimation project probably later in the day, then I will show you, okay? But this does have protective coating on it that has to be removed, okay? And it's also going to come with the earring hoops and everything. The jump ring and all that good stuff is already going to be attached and put together, which is what I really love because that's a headache to me. So these are the little metal pieces that's going to come with it. So I would use this company again, but I would want a larger blank. So I'm going to see if they have larger blanks because I did like their product. But it's going to already come put together. And the good thing about it is all you have to do is pull this little part right here, pull it apart, and then go ahead and connect it into the hole and then push it back together. Simple. That's it. Some places they will send you all of this disconnected and you have to connect all this good stuff, but this one came put together. So it'll be just like that, really quick. And that's what I really liked about it, was this part. I mean, the blanks are good too. They were just, I didn't pay attention to size. That's why I'm telling you, so that you don't do like I did and just get excited and order the first pair you see. So make sure you get a larger blank. I mean, if you're going for larger, I want it larger. Okay. And I can't wear holes like this anyway. I wear clips in my ears, so I couldn't use these anyway. The next thing is when you when you're doing your nozzle checks, use regular printer paper. Do not put your sublimation paper in there because you're just going to be wasting paper. So all of the tests that I did, this is just regular white copy paper. Okay, so don't put your sublimation paper in to do this part. Just load it should already be loaded with regular paper because remember, you should have already set it up with your manufactured ink first. So you should already have paper in the printer. So that's why I didn't go into putting paper in, because you should already have paper in there. But do your test prints on just regular paper. That being said, I ordered this 125G 8.5 by 11 A sub off of Amazon. I think it was like $18. And I will tell you that I've heard some people say, oh, don't get this. It sucks. I had streaks in my images and my colors weren't right and all this kind of stuff. I just made sure that I chose 8.5 by 11 other premium paper, and it was like a champ. The colors were perfect, so I did not have any issues. And with your paper, you also want to keep this stored in a cool, dry place as well. So anything related to your sublimation, you want to make sure that you keep them in a cool, dry place and keep your paper in here. So like my HP paper, regular copy paper, I just have here in this thing, but don't take this out and then load it with the rest of your papers. You need to keep this protected and covered at all times unless you're using it. Okay, so I just want to put that out there. And I'm just trying to share some things with you guys so that, you know, it'll be easier on you if you decide to change your printer. And let's see what else I want to tell you. So this is sublimation paper. I did a pair of earrings, and I'm going to use this again. I'm just going to flip it over and put it in this way. So normally what I would tell you is to go ahead and get as many images on your sub paper so you can maximize the use of that sheet of paper. But last night I was just testing the waters. And so I did something that I normally wouldn't do, which is, you know, print something out on a whole sheet of paper like this. But, you know, do a couple of images. If you're doing the earrings, do a couple of images that you would want to do for your earrings. And I did not, as you can see, I didn't have Cricut to cut this out. I just cut it out myself because it was easier. But you can have Cricut to cut it out if you choose. I haven't seen anyone to say that don't use the cutting machine to cut it out. So anyway, I'm going to show you my first project that I did, which you know already was a pair of earrings. So I'm going to do it this way so you can see it. All right, so this was the first thing, or the first project that I did, and hopefully you guys can see that. And what I love about it is that the colors came out perfectly. So hopefully you guys can see that. I posted them in my Facebook group, Candoris' Cricut and Creative Crafters, so you can go out and look at them there to get a better visual. But I think they're absolutely cute, okay? And I got this image from Designs by Amara. On her Patreon, you can pay like $3 per month and for the membership, and then you get access to all the images at the $3 level. You can go up in level, but what did I tell you about myself? I'm thrifty, so I started at $3, and that's where I'm staying. But I have plenty of images. I get a lot of questions from people asking me where do I get my images, and I get them from Designs by Amara. I don't want to pay $3 for one image. I don't. I don't want to pay $1 for one image. Okay. I would prefer to do what I'm doing through Patreon by Designs by Amara, which is doing $3 per month. And then I have access to all the images that are on the $3 level. Okay. And once you put them on your computer, they're yours to use, and you can use them for commercial purposes. All right. So that was my first project. Now, like I told you, these blanks are double-sided, so you can sub on both sides. I did not because I was just testing the water, and I'm just going to send these to my granddaughter anyway, because I told you guys I don't have holes in my ears. So these I absolutely love. I took the image, I reduced it down in size, and then I took a circle in Cricut Design Space, and I made the circle the same size as my blank, which was 1.18 height and width. I made the circle the same size in Cricut Design Space, and then I took my image, reduced it down, and put it inside the circle just to see how it would look, so I could make sure that my image wasn't going to be too big. Now, some people make their images some people make their images larger than the blank, and that's perfectly fine as well, but I wanted mine to fit directly inside, so that's why I made mine. Let's see if I do it this way. That's why I did mine the way I did them. So hopefully you guys can see that. It has a little shine on there. She's so cute, her little glasses and her little dress. You go, girl. So that's one of the things about sublimation, guys, is a lot of people go towards sublimation because, number one, you don't have to worry about layering. Okay. You don't have to worry about the longevity of the product and how long will it last. Your sublimation lasts a lot longer than your heat transfers. So like if you're doing t-shirt transfers, sublimation lasts a lot longer than that. Your colors are normally much more vibrant, and you don't have to worry about the feel of the plastic on your shirt. I'm not feeling on myself. You don't have to worry about feeling that vinyl on your shirt or the t-shirt transfer on your shirt, because with sublimation, it bleeds into the fabric. Okay. So I also did a second project with a second pair of earrings as well. So I'm just going to hold these up since they failed the last time. So this one was another Designs by Amara. And what I did was, so hopefully you guys can see that pretty good. But what I did is I took an image that was a complete image and it had words on it, and I wanted to make matching earrings. So I just sliced off the head, and I know that sounds really crazy, but I sliced off the head so that I could have something that was also on the t-shirt. And I'm going to show you the t-shirt here. Now the t-shirt is 95% polyester and 5% spandex. It was a shirt that I bought last year when I was going to start trying to do sublimation, and I never used it. So this is the t-shirt, and you can see the colors came out nicely. Okay. And then it has the matching earrings to go with it. So this was the only polyester shirt that I had in the house, and it's from last year when I was thinking about doing the sublimation and never got around to it because sewing took over. Okay. So one of the things I have to get better at is making sure, because I bought my heat press years ago and I very seldom use it. It was so funny because I still had the plastic on the little top place where you punch the buttons. I still had the plastic on there, y'all. That thing been sitting there for years, okay? Not used because I just kept using my iron. It was easier to just use the iron. But there we go. So bring it over so you can see it. There you go. See that shine? And the colors are really nice. Okay, so this is Sublimation and my matching t-shirt. So you can see that I just sliced off in Cricut Design Space. I just took a circle, sliced off the head. I could have even sliced this part, but since the blanks were so small, you know, I could have made the words inside the earrings instead of the head, but I wanted to take something from the image, put it on the earrings so that you could have a matching shirt with the earrings. So this is 95% polyester, 5% spandex. So one of the things that I like, guys, is that I did not have an issue with my colors not coming out properly. Because I've seen that a lot in the groups. Sublimation Cove, I'll see people that will come in and say their colors are off. Their red is printing pink and the blue is printing purple and stuff like that. So I'm so glad that I didn't have those issues. It was just the black. And once I got that black, the second or third um, print head cleaning took care of it. Okay. So yeah, so that's that. I will continue to share videos with you guys as I learn more about the sublimation because I'm new to it. Yesterday was my first time doing my sublimation on the Epson WF 7720. If you have questions about what printer can you use for sublimation, Google it because there is a long laundry list of printers that can be changed over to sublimation. The majority of them are on the low end, which is what I look for, were Epson printers. Now, there are some Epson printers that you cannot convert because it doesn't have the heat component that it needs in order to do sublimation. So you want to make sure you Google it and see which ones can and cannot be. Once you find a printer that you like, always make sure you check the print size because mine, I got the 7720 or it was gifted to me for my birthday. Thank you, Kendra, Kim, and my son. But I got this for my birthday and I kept saying I want the 7720, I want the 7720. Now, most people's argument was the 7710 does the same thing. The only difference is one has one paper tray, the other one has two. I wanted the two because I just felt at some point in time I'm gonna want to use it. Okay. So I didn't want to have to be like, dang, I wish I had got the one with the second tray. So that's why I went with the 7720. Now, I got mine at Office Depot, and Office Depot is the only one that had at a reasonable price. Amazon and Walmart is charging ridiculous prices for these printers. Okay, I've seen $600 and $700 for these printers. Ain't happening. So Office Depot had it on sale. I think it was like $349. It came up to like $374 or something like that total. But once you see it available on Office Depot, you got to grab it because they're going to go really fast like hotcakes. Okay, so you have to get them as soon as you see them. They did have it delivered to me, hallelujah Jesus, because this baby is huge. I don't know if you guys can really tell how large this printer is, but this is gigantic and it is heavy as I don't know what. So when the guy dropped it at my door, I pushed it from the door all the way into this room. I did not try to lift it. It was mainly the box that made it even more difficult because the box is gigantic. So once I got it out of the box, or I set it on this table, and then hallelujah Jesus, I didn't drop it. Putting it on this table, okay? But this printer is absolutely large. So I had already cleaned this space so that I could put it right where it goes. And thank God that I didn't get rid of this table when I was moving the last time because I was going to trash that table, and I'm so glad I didn't because now I have both of them right there together. So now I just have to work on getting my Cricut Maker and my heat press together so that when I do videos, I can have it all in one little area. So my Cricut Maker and my heat press is in the other room. And that's what happens when you don't have enough space because of all your crafting supplies and stuff. So I think that's it that I wanted to share with you guys. Ink X Pro is the brand of ink that I'm using. I have the ASUB paper I got from Amazon. I think it was like $18. And it comes with 110 sheets. So it's 110 sheets in here. Maximize your paper. Okay. So I didn't maximize the first time, but trust me, this is going to go back in my printer. Okay. The blanks, make sure you read the information on the blanks. It may have a protective coating, and you have to remove that protective coating before you sub on it. Get you some heat tape. My heat tape and my Teflon sheets came together. I got those on Amazon as well. Excuse me. It was 3 rolls of this, and I'm not sure how many Teflon sheets. But make sure that and I think it was like, I want to say like $11 or something like that. But definitely make sure you get this heat tape. What else? When I ordered the printer from Office Depot, I will tell you that I had a gift card for $200, and you cannot use the gift card on Office Depot because the printer was $374 total, and you can't do a split payment. So I will tell you that I had a gift card, so I had to end up paying for it outright on my credit card, and then I was able to load the gift card. So just in case, since it was a birthday gift for me, I'll put that out there. Office Depot, y'all need to get it together and have people where they can do split payments. That's ridiculous. In 2020, you cannot do a split payment on your online system. That's ridiculous. So just anyway, I was ticked off about that. And what else? Now, there's plenty of supplies that I'm sure I'm going to need along the way. For those that may see this that are experienced sublimation people out there, crafters out there, share with me in the comments some things that you would highly recommend that I get. Like I said, the t-shirt, I don't know if I said this, on the t-shirt, I was told to do 400, the temperature at 400 for 60 minutes, and I didn't. I did it at 375 for 45, I said 60 seconds, I hope, not 60 minutes, 60 seconds. But I did it at 375 for like 45 seconds. And I was told that I should have put it up to 460 seconds on the t-shirt, and then the colors would have been even more vibrant. It's my first time, but I'm learning. Okay. So as I learn, I will share with you guys so that any issues that I run into, I can address them so that you can avoid them if you decide to go with sublimation. Christmas time is coming. I'm going to be super busy sublimating gifts for people. I ain't buying nothing but supplies to sub. That's it. So if you get a gift from me this year, it will be something sublimation. All things sublimation. But that doesn't mean I still want to do my vinyl and all those good things. I did see that you can use Caesar, I don't know how you say it, Easy Weed. They have an easy sub that I may check out at some point in time, but that'll be down the road because I got 110 sheets, okay? Or 108, 9 now that I need to use. So I'm not going to go crazy and buy a whole bunch of stuff that I'm not going to use right now. I'm just going to get what I need, the bare things that I need right now to start subbing. Main thing being t-shirts, polyester shirts. I did see where you can sub on cotton if you have a cotton spray. And then I've seen all kinds of crazy stuff about don't get this one, it's trash, use this one instead. So I'll have to narrow that down if I decide to sub on cotton and using a protectant spray before you do your application or your sublimation. So yeah, that's it, guys. I just wanted to come on here and tidy up since my video ended abruptly yesterday. Like I said, you can go back and watch the video. It will walk you through the process on how to get your ink in your cartridges. And then once you get your ink in your cartridges, you're just going to start the change cartridge or ink cartridges on your printer. and then remove the manufactured ink, put in your sublimation ink, and then do a nozzle check. The nozzle check is this right here, okay? And then if you have any breaks and lines, then you want to make sure that you do a nozzle head clean on the colors that are not straight. Okay, so like I said, mine were the black, so you can do a print head clean on black only. If it's all of your colors, then do a print head clean on all colors. Okay, and then go back in and do another nozzle check. But this is what you're looking for. You want the desired results to be where all of your lines are straight with no breaks in there. Okay, so like I said, you can't see my yellow very well, but it is there. Okay. That's it, guys. So if you have any questions, comments, concerns for starting out with sublimation and you want to ask me questions, feel free. I will answer and tell you whatever I know based on my experience. And sometimes I cover up my speakers and I don't realize it. So I'm talking and you guys can't hear me, and I do apologize. I have to, once I get my complete setup, I'm getting there. Once I get my complete setup, then I'll have my other speakers in here and I won't have to worry about that. But on my laptop, my speakers are sitting up. And so sometimes I'll cover them by accident and you can't hear me. So I do apologize for that. But anytime if I'm not clear or you didn't catch something, just let me know. And I'll bring you up to speed on that. All right. But like I said, I will continue to share with you as I learn so that we can all be great at doing sublimation if that's something that you're interested in. And yeah, that's it. To those of you that are in my Facebook group, Candoris's Cricut and Creative Crafters, thank you guys so much for being a part of my group. It is about quality. It is about teaching and helping you to learn to be the best crafters that you can be, how to use your cutting machines, all types of things. I just did, this is my favorite little cup now. So I just did this last week, I think it was, and I put epoxy on her, so that's why she's shining like that. And then on the sides, it has the hot melanin cocoa. And then this is, of course, the fake whipped cream that I did with the spackling. So lots of tutorials and things that I teach in my group. So join us if you would like to. And also, if you are subscribed to my YouTube channel, thank you so much for subscribing to my channel. If you are not, and this is the first time you're seeing me, I have lots of tutorials on how to do different crafts and how to use your cutting machine. Also, how to do your nails. If you're interested in doing dip powder, you guys can see my nails have really, really grown. They were nubbed down because of COVID-19, and now I got long nails. But I do my own nails now. Don't go to the salon anymore. So I do have tutorials out there about that as well, guys. So yeah, thank you guys for being a part of my YouTube if you are subscribed to my channel. And if not, then please like, share it with your friends, and subscribe, more importantly. All right. And if you have any questions, again, feel free to reach out. I do answer all questions except for the porn related stuff that someone will post to my channel periodically. Stop doing that, you nasty people. Okay. This is crafting and dip powders. That's it. We're not interested in that foolishness. Okay. So stop posting that crap on my YouTube channel. I would appreciate it. Thank you in advance. All right, guys, my motto is each one reach one so that each one can teach one. And you guys have an awesome, awesome day. Bye.